know, she wasn't really feeling it too much. You know what I mean? But my friend was like, yo, I was kind of hot. And then my boy, he raps, so he said something to me, and then it was like, I'm kind of competitive, so I was like, you know, I'm going to write a rap better than yours and come to school the next day with it. And then it just, you know, sprung from that. So, you know, I've been rapping since I was like 15, 16, you know what I mean? And just been doing it ever since and just getting the name out there, so.
Yeah, well, definitely. So, here's the question. Was New York right when you said you were there for the music?
Hell yes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know what it is? Actually, I'm going to be real with you. I wasn't really just there for the music. Like, I was there because, the producers, they called me and asked me to be on the show. I never really, like, you know, sent them any information. They actually found me. So, you know, I've been on the grind. So I was like, dang, y'all found me. You know, they called me up. It's like, yeah, we want you to come through and interview, you know, come for audition interview. So I did it, you know, as a joke, whatever. Then I was, you know, they sent me the contracts, and now I'm looking at the contracts, and I've never watched Flavor Love or anything before. So the first time I ever saw Flavor Love was when I was about to sign the contract. Like, I seen a whole episode my friend put me on. So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the contracts, and I'm like, you know, do I really want to do this type of show, you know what I mean? But then I was like, you know what, I might as well, you know what I'm saying? I was like, because I looked at it like this. Like, I got some good music, and I feel like the people need to hear it. So by any means necessary, I got to get that out there. You know what I mean? And this is what people are paying attention to right now. So I might as well go and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and I mean, it was a smart move because it was the most watched on VH1.
Exactly. It was like 4.4 million people watched that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, that's all good for me. And then they kept rerunning it and doing it. So it's like I walk in the streets and everybody's always asking me for my CD. They're like, oh, can I get the music? They downloaded it, bought it off the net. So. You know what I mean? It worked out pretty good. You know what I mean? It actually worked out better than I expected. You know, so.
Yeah, and I mean, what? How long were you on the show?
I was only in for 2 episodes. That's the funny thing. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened was the first episode took place in one night. The second episode was 2.5 days of shooting. So they condensed that second episode into 1 hour, and then the first episode they did in an hour and a half. And when the first episode happened, it was like no one really knows at the elimination time who's gonna go. So it was like when she kicked off the first 5 guys, I was like, wow, you know, a couple of these guys are cool. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know when the hell I'm gonna get kicked off because I'm like the coolest dude in the house, but still. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what's going to happen? So the next episode, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just talk, do what I got to do, and you know what I mean? And I wasn't even really flashing the CDs like that. What happened was one of the girls that was in the house, there was an episode where they had 3 beauty pageant winners that came to help us model, and one of the girls, she was talking to me and asking me what I do. So I was like, yeah, I do hip-hop, I do rap music. And she's like, oh, you know, I really would love to hear your music. So I was like, I'll go upstairs and get the CDs and give you one. And that's when, you know, they called me giving the CDs out or whatever. But the thing was, I was giving out CDs when I was on the plane to LA. I gave out CDs to the producers of the show before we started shooting. So I really had like 100 CDs, but by the time New York asked me, I only had like 30. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So that's how it happened.
Man, so, you know, when I found your MySpace, right, I was, you know, you got hooked up with other people from the show.
Yeah.
And, you know, New York's like, I want the realest guy, you know? And I'm looking at all these dudes, and it's like they're actors, you know, rappers, models. I mean, was there anybody really real on that show, like actually there for Miss New York?
Now, you know, the funny thing is, like, everyone on there, like, at least 90% of the guys were either actors, rappers, or models. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chance and Real, they both rappers. Everybody know they got the Stallion ears going on. Singo's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Heat and 12-pack are actors. The only person that I don't, you know, I don't know what Mr. Boston's doing there. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I still to this day, I don't know where he found this guy. I don't know how he even. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his goal is. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But everybody else pretty much is even Pootie is crazy as an actor. You know what I'm saying? He said he was an extra in War of the Worlds and all that. You know what I mean? So everybody, you know, they trying to do their thing. But the funny part is that they was talking about, oh, who's the realest one and who's real. You know what I mean? I'm like, I came in there. And, you know, I let her know, like, look, this is what I do, and that's that. Everybody's trying to front, and, like, you know, like, yeah, I'm here for you, and, you know, you got to kind of play the game. But I was like, you know, either way, I knew I was going to win because I just couldn't keep up the charade for that long. So I was like, you know, this is what I do anyway. Like, everywhere I go, I bring my music, and I'm all about the music and all of that type of stuff. And so, you know, it was like, I already knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean... So, I'm watching this show, man, all right? And I'll be honest with you, Romance was fucking nuts. Okay?
Oh my God.
Romance was a nutcase. Pootie looks normal compared to this motherfucker, alright?
Let me tell you the truth about Romance. This is a real story, okay?